out to Chef, who was born and raised in Aberdeen, Scotland.
And I caught up with Ola Akasanya, aka Chef.
Chef has been able to create a very unique sound.
Old Aberdeen producer and rapper, and we have been supporting him since day one on this show.
It's good to see he's coming through. We always support good music and good talent. He goes by the name of Chef.
Trying to do more than just pull up on strips. If I pull up on hips, I'ma put it on lips. If you are discreet, we can put it on tint.
You done that beef thing with Pac.
Clash.
Yeah, you man's done the clash. I remember sitting there being like,
Yeah. You know when they say everyone went a little crazy during lockdown, bro? I said, these rappers need smoke.
I'm living G. Me and my bro drop a bill a piece. Are you kidding me? They know how to start, but none of them know how to finish beat.
And right now, the artistry that I'm bringing, I'm using rap to create new sounds within music. Is kind of where I feel like I'm going. I'm not really going down the conventional route. But who's to say there's any conventional route? We're coming from Scotland, where rap can be morphed into anything and still be organic and not be foreign.
how did you find it, like being a young black brother in Aberdeen?
You're definitely isolated. It teaches you to find security within yourself.
Sure.
Having my family around me definitely really helped. But regardless, when you step outside that home, you know what's up. It's an unspoken battle. It's an unspoken battle, and it's not even real but it's there, and you're fighting it every day.
Yeah.
Like you ain't choosing when it's gonna come or how it's gonna come, but you know it's gonna come.
Welcome to Fate. I've started this with just one question, innit? And it's the same question I ask everybody who's been sat in that chair, innit? Bro, tell us, what does a haircut mean to you, bro?
Jeez. I've never been asked that question.
It's a very important thing in the culture, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A haircut, it's just that little bit of extra sauce that you can just put on top of yourself, haircuts just make you feel a bit more confident, man. They make you feel like you're done up nice. It's like getting a new fit. Like a completely new fit. It's like when you get that skincare. Everyone knows when you got something important, even like an interview or you got something like a deal you're trying to close. If you get a trim, you just feel better.
Bro, your fitness up, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying earlier on. It's like the confidence that comes with that shape up, bro.
Yeah.
It comes with that skin.
Now people gotta talk to me different when I get a trim.
Bro, of
it's
course.
one of those ones.
Even the way you even talk to yourself is different. Do you know what I mean?
Like you'll walk out the barbers and you just end up walking the long way home. Just so people can see you. It's just so people can see you. You literally just there.
But that's only if the cut bangs, though. That's only if the cut bangs.
Yeah.
That's only if the cut bangs, bro. But we've been in that situation where your hairline's doing up funky movements and that. And you just have to just taxi it, innit? Do you know what I mean?
It's been a long time since then, but I do remember those days.
Bro, that was my primary school days, but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. My dad used to cut my hair, innit? So you know how long that is, innit? You know
come on. Niger.
Bro, I remember when my dad used to get like them style, and I ended up with a Z in my head, innit? Bro, I was just like, this is just long. Bro.
Yeah, man. I tried to get. I used to just get the one thing all over.
Yeah.
So I got to choose between a 1 or a 2. I tried to switch it up and ask my dad for a fade.
You want a skin fade and that?
Yeah, he looked.
I know that shit don't look nothing like a fade, bro.
Man, it looked like one side of my head ended up in a toaster.
Bro, yeah.
But
I don't know how to do that.
God bless him, he tried. I swear he tried.
Chat to us. How'd you get into it, bro? How'd you get into it? How'd you get into music and that? Is rap always something you wanted to do, or is it something that you just fell into?
Performing is something that I've always wanted to do, and music is the one thing that resonated with my natural talent. Just naturally when I was young, I was always writing. I was always able to kind of put words together and do that type of thing. So when it came to rapping, it was one thing I connected with straight away. And then I don't know, but I was always playing instruments, and I was always trying to pick up instruments for a bit. I'd spent a few months doing this, a few years doing that. Played violin for quite a while, 9 years or something. So I was just been I've been doing like I was always kind of involved in the creativity part, but then music, when you find something that you know you're good at, like naturally, that's what it is. And then since then, I just knew, you know, I'm gonna take my time, I'm gonna plan it right, I'm gonna strategize, and then, you know, we're gonna get it right at one point. That's what it is,
bro. I can't skip by violin. Man said violin. Chat to me about that, bro. I can't imagine my man standing there like hitting up with all of that.
I love to be different, man.
Yeah. So how violin?
My parents made me do everything.
Right. Okay.
Everything.
Yeah.
They weren't on no. You didn't get to chill. You could chill by. You have to do something. Like that's what they were on. That's the way that I was raised. So when I was young, I was, you know, they would try to take me swimming. I'd go to the park, be playing football. Or, you know, after school clubs or whatever that they'd have you in. They did have like music instruments that, you know, the kids could like share and do their thing. So I'd pick up different things there, like guitar, keyboard, or whatever. And violin had just stuck with me. I don't know. So
like. And also another thing that you said as well, like what's called performing and stuff like that. Like, so how did you get into that?
Performing, once again, just keeping busy. When I was young, I would be going to like dance classes. I'd be going to and you'd find ways to do things without having to drop mad money, because it's not like we came up like, you know, extremely like well off and that, but like, you know, you'd go down to that church over there that holds a dance class afterwards. You'd go to, you know, the after school club that, you know, you pay 50p to get in, and there's different things going on. So you'd kind of do that, and then whatever kind of stuck with me, I'd take back home, and I'd always be practicing the things that I liked. So really it was when I stuck in with dancing a lot when I was really young, and then when I got to like 12, 13, that's when I was there like, I'm going to start doing this rapping thing. But that kind of kept me around the hip hop, the rap, and really put that into me already. So like,
I've seen you on that stage. That shit's a madness, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like so you can tell that, you know, performing is something that's important to you as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can back that. If you ain't had an opportunity to see Chef live, listen, it's your own problem, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like at this point, it's between you and God, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know for you, innit? Do you find it like being a young black brother in Aberdeen? Because like I moved to Stranraer, and I know what it's like being on like the sticks, bro. The ghetto, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like. So how was that? How was that for you?
How was it for you? How was it for you?
Bro,
tell me a little bit, real quick.
Bro, I was finished, bro. I remember the first day I went to school, bearing in mind I was 14, bro.
Okay.
Bro, listen to this madness, innit? Just listen to this, I walk into school, hoodied up and shit, cause bro, I ain't even trying to chat to nobody, innit? Cause bro, bro, fuck this shit, bro. How the hell have I went from London to Stranraer, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously, you know, I look up, I see a mixture he's done, give him the little acknowledgement and that, innit? Cool. Chilling with him, and bro, see, by the end of that day, turned out that I was a murderer. I had chefed up this person, that person, bro. I was, bro. You would have thought I was Pablo Escobar doing these vibes, and I'm like, this is gonna be long, bro. And it was long. It was long. Like I was actually speaking about this recently. Sorry, about how my guy, like, my Nigerian name is Jubemi, innit? Do you know what I mean? But then obviously I've got an English name, Jude. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, it was so peak that my auntie was like, listen, broski, it's already long for you being black here, innit? Do you know what I mean? Your name's Jude now, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, it was crazy, innit? It was crazy, but it's what we had to do to survive out here, innit? Do you know what I mean? So how was your experience?
I think I mean, like you said, it's I mean, my experience was one where you're definitely isolated. Like I said, it's one thing that I really say quite often, but you have to it teaches you to find security within yourself. Like, or to at least try to, like, you know, I mean, so, I mean, luckily I was, you know, I had both my parents there. I have a sister as well, an elder sister who could kind of keep me in line a bit. I was, like I said, having my family around me definitely really helped. So I know, like, I'd seen a lot of people maybe didn't have all those different components, and even if they did, you know, everyone's family's different. And I think that you know, that's where a lot of the struggles come from a lot of people. But regardless, when you step outside that home, you know, you know what's up. It's an unspoken battle. It's an unspoken battle, and it's like it's not even real but it's there.
It's there. Whether you like it or not, it's there.
And you're fighting it every day.
Yeah.
Like you ain't choosing when it's gonna come or how it's gonna come, but you know it's gonna come.
Yeah.
And it's like how can I maneuver to avoid this as much as possible? I think so. It's like nowadays. We say things are getting better, but you know that's what they said when we were growing up. Do we? It's one of those ones where it just is what it is.
I think Malcolm X said a quote, and this quote is actually so mad. It's like, yo, if you put a 9-inch blade in my back and you pull it out 3 inches, you know. It's still, you know, it's better, but my motherfucker, there's still fucking 6 inches in my back, bro. That's what I'm saying. And then even if you pull it out another 3 inches, there's still 3 inches in my back. And if you pull the whole knife out, bro, I've still got a hole in my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just mad, you know. Has there ever been a point where you thought about like, yo, I need to move out of Aberdeen in order what's going to make it or anything like that?
Every creative is always thinking about which city or which area they should next be in. I think so. I think me coming from Aberdeen hasn't changed that. I think if you look around Glasgow, most creatives are looking to do something and then move to a different place. Like most of them that I've at least met in all genres. So I think that I've always battled with that, you know, should I leave, should I stay type thing, but not more so than anyone else. I think because I'm active in taking the trips I need to. Like I'm out the city at least twice a week. At first it's going to cost a lot, but at the start we were taking those buses, man, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and sometimes we still taking those buses. Like it's not all about like flight here, flight there all the time. But then eventually if you can work yourself up to a place where you're, you know, at least known enough or working up onto a level where people can pay for you to come down, pay for you to, then it's like, you know, it makes it a lot easier. And so many people everywhere, like if you go London, people trying to get to LA, trying to get to Paris, trying to get to all these different, but everyone's trying to get to somewhere. I think it's, if you can find the right circle, then that's really all you need. And you can find that anywhere, but obviously you're less likely to run into like an exec from a big publishing company in Aberdeen as you are in Glasgow.
First time I proper heard of you, I think it was it during lockdown? And you were doing your chef sessions.
Oh, the 2020th?
Yeah, and then you done that beef thing with Pac. It wasn't even beef, it was like...
The Clash.
Yeah, you man's done the Clash. He's done the Clash, and I remember sitting there being like...
Yeah.
Say nothing, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like say nothing. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? But like obviously since then, you know, we've been able to watch you develop and grow, not just as a person, but also as a rapper. Like I see you now more as an artist rather than a rapper. Was that intentional? Yeah.
That was actually. I'm glad you said that. And by the way, shout out Pac. Shout out Pac for doing that, because, you know, that was the point when I was there thinking I'm from Aberdeen, and I was thinking I just, you know, even though like you're saying you see me more as like an artist now than a rapper, you see that parts of it, which is good, and that's kind of the side I'm trying to portray as well. It's like I still always have that rapper mindset in it, like it can be all love, and like me and Pat, actually we hadn't met, but we knew people through people. And I was just there like, you know what, never mind him. I will put a call out on my story. I was like, yo, people start sending your favourite rappers' names.
Who wants it?
I was ready for anyone. I don't know why. You know when they say everyone went a little crazy during lockdown, bro? I said, these rappers need smoke. They need smoke. So
that's funny.
So I ended up, I was just putting the post up, and I was there. I got names that were sent through, and you know, Pac, shout out to him. I had to go for him because, like, also like, you know, especially at that point, there was a lot he was doing. There was a lot he was like, you know, because the events were kicking just until they got shut down. You know, that's what it was like. Pac was active, heavy.
Yeah, hold that. I think we should just take this time to actually like just commend Pac for the shit that he's done in elevating the rap thing in Scotland, innit? You, broski. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he was doing this, and I was just like that was the point when I was like, okay, I'm gonna test myself against anybody, and I was glad that happened, and like, you know, luckily, like I think that the reception on what I did was really high. You know what I mean? Like, moving on from there, it was growth. And right now, the artistry that I'm bringing, it's I'm using rap to create new sounds within music. Is kind of where I feel like I'm going. I'm not really going down the conventional route, but who's to say there's any conventional route? We're coming from Scotland, where, you know, rap can be morphed into anything and still be organic and not be foreign.
Of course, yeah. You've managed to align yourself with the right people to make the right moves to get you into a certain level of artistry. Do you know what I'm saying? Into a certain space. How important do you think it is for younger people to be able to have access to said platforms, and also how important is it for them to see someone who looks and sounds like them being in these spaces?
Yeah, representation is always important. It's more the access that's important as well. Like, you know, having access towards knowledge and resources is one of the things I see that so many people in this industry still lack up in Scotland. And even in, let's say, genres that are slightly more developed in Scotland, like EDM, like, you know, dance music, electronic music. I know there's a lot of people that I know are playing big stages out there. Like luckily me and you both know quite a few DJs that are doing some good things. And some of them ain't even got like their PRS set up right. And there's a lot of lacking knowledge, and like there's so much out here that people don't know. Another thing, while you're honing your craft, like figure out where the money's flowing. Even if you're not a part of it, you need to figure out the flow of the money within this industry, because it's not as simple as in like a restaurant when you go, like you sit down, you buy the food, like the restaurant's bought it from supplier, and there's so many in between people that be getting paid here, there, and that. Once you can figure out the flow of that money and where things are going, you can figure out who's in the industry, who's working, who's not, who you should ask for this and that, and that's gonna help you elevate. But you know, a lot of these things are hidden. Like, people don't tell you these things. You know, a lot of people think that you'll take their spot, or even if you know someone who they think might take their spot, then they can't help you now, because then you're gonna help that person, and that person gonna take. So it's like it's not even about you most of the time.
It's long. It's very long.
Knowledge is one thing which our younger generation are definitely being done a disservice in.
People ain't really trying to learn on how to navigate through that space in the right way. You'll always be fucked, innit?
You can't start from the bottom in any industry and change it straight away. Like, you have to be able to absorb what is going on, taking that information and learn it to even learn where the faults are, because you can't be saying that this industry is fucked when you don't understand the game. Like, of course, like, you know, you just don't get the game right now. And like, often a lot of people say it's fucked, but it's just because we didn't understand it. I used to think PRS was a scam. I used to think it was a scam, bro, because I had PRS years ago, man. I wasn't getting no checks, dude. I was getting played on radio, but man, I wasn't registering my things the right way. That was early on, some basic thing though. But it's the stuff where you think you've registered it through one way, but you haven't got the second email with the acknowledgement. Little things like this, but then people think immediately people don't want to go and ask somebody because they don't want people to know that they don't know. And it's one of those ones where I just think, like, in this game, if you want to take this game seriously, like, treat it like a job, and like, it should be a job you love, like, which is why we chose it. But you gotta have times you're waking up, times you're going to sleep. You gotta have, you know, times when you're working, and you don't have to be working a 9 to 5, but you can't lie. You gotta be working those sorts of hours at some point, like whether it's from 3 to who knows what your schedule will be, but you gotta be working those hours. Get those hours in and treat it like this is your career. Because if you want it to pay you like a career, the least you owe it is to put the work in.
I'm very vocal on mental health, do you know what I mean, and mental well-being, do you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes that's a big hindrance within our community as well, as like rappers. And you know, I'm not, especially as black creatives, you know, like, I'm not saying there's only black people who suffer from mental health. I know it's a big range thing, but we've obviously came from a culture where it's like mental health, bro. You tell someone you're depressed and they tell you someone in the village.
You tell your boy you're depressed, he'll roll a split, bro. My man will roll your zoo. And you'll thank him too.
It's just all this madness, isn't it? It's just all this madness, and I feel like, you know, it's a very important statement that you're saying, like, for us to be creative and for us to be able to reach the heights that we need to be. It doesn't always mean being physically ready. You also have to be mentally ready as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, because if not, Yeah, you just end up burning out though, innit? Do you know what I mean?
think like there's a big thing about belief as well. It's like believing that you can take that time.
Yeah.
To get yourself right. Like if the contribution you're gonna give to this world is gonna be worth something or worth anything, it's gonna last and it's not gonna be dependent on now or never. Yeah. That's what I genuinely believe.
What's next for Chef, bro? Like music wise, everything. Like what's next? Like what can we expect from
It's serious right now though. It's serious. Like the tracks, I got. So like you said before, you saw me from my 20 and 20 series, and then I had my Chef Season series, and I like to switch the format of kind of the way I put music out. I like to put them out in like seasons and series rather than like TV in that way. So I've got another series called the Commonwealth series, which is going to be coming out. That's just going to be a series of singles. But it's a very diverse soundscape, that one, but we're bringing like funk and jazz and upbeat, but still like 120 plus BPM with speeds and flows. It's gonna be, you know, let's say Koji Radical, Isaiah Rashad, like that type of vibe. And it's really reflective. I'm really looking in on myself and how I was raised in this country. And then I've got my In My Element series, which is going to be a collection of little mini EPs, which are very, very diverse within the genres. The first one's going to be with IT. So me and her are going to be locking in on a nice little 3-track EP coming out. So that's In My Element Water. That's the first one that'll be out. So those 2 series, I'm not going to say when,
but it's coming.
And I'm very excited for them. Like the sounds are just developed. And I feel like people are going to really feel like this is music, you know what I mean? And that's what I want to bring. We're bringing instrumentation and we're bringing vibes and we're bringing happiness, the highs, the lows. And I feel like that's something that people need, some feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm on.
Shit, well bro, I look forward to hearing all of this when it comes out. I'm excited for it, I'm going to keep an eye out and just see what's there, bro. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just keep shining, broski. Keep putting on for your city, and keep just elevating and pushing people to grow. Do you know what I mean? Like, trust me, broski. Now I'm gonna let you finish up your trim now, innit? Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
All right. What's that for you, brother? Yeah. You can talk to me different now. Nothing that the price went up though. That's saying nothing. Oh, there you go, broski. Yeah. Alright. Peace out.